On July 18, 2024, Crowdstrike, a cybersecurity solution for endpoints, released a definition update that caused blue screen crashes in the Windows operating system for any Windows endpoints that were running recent versions of their client. While Crowdstrike rolled back these changes in short order, the damage had been done. More than 8 million Windows 10, 11, and Windows Server systems were suddenly blue screening and crashing on a boot loop that would leave them inoperable. Due to the scale of CrowdStrike's market share in the enterprise, this was felt by the whole world, as many organizations were scrambling to bring their infrastructure back online and understand what had happened. Airlines were unable to book flights. Hospitals, pharmacies, insurance providers, and point-of-sale systems globally were looking for ways to get back online, as what some called the largest IT outage in history was just beginning to unfold. Now it even has its own Wikipedia page called the 2024 CrowdStrike Incident. So how did this happen? CrowdStrike utilizes a piece of software called the Falcon sensor. This sensor sits on each endpoint and works via a kernel-level driver that interacts with the operating system. Customers of CrowdStrike are able to decide which version of the Falcon sensor they would like to run. However, definition updates, which are how updates on malicious activity, malware, and viruses are detected by the sensor, are automatic and are deployed and updated to the sensor regardless of version. In this case, the definition update contained a bug that caused a driver crash within Windows. Again, as these are low-level kernel drivers, Windows will expectedly enter a blue screen when one of these drivers has an issue. Think of it like having a piece of faulty hardware. The system will see it's unable to interact with the driver in the way that it's expecting and crash. In this case, CrowdStrike pushed a rollback to the definition to prevent the spread of this issue to any additional clients, and so that those that could receive an additional update, the one containing the rollback, would be resolved. This led to the recommendation to reboot systems multiple times, up to 15 times in fact, so that the operating system would hopefully be able to load and update the client before it loaded the driver that would crash the system. There was some reported success with this method. An alternative method was later identified to delete a .sys file that would force the client to update before the driver would load, or to modify the registries of the client to force the update on boot. While none of these solutions were particularly difficult, the industry was still slow to recover because these are extremely hands-on requirements. The companies that were able to recover quickly with these solutions were those that had in-house IT staff that could engage immediately, and those with a strong backup solution. As while the solutions were in development, anyone who was able to restore from a backup prior to the definition update was able to recover immediately. We have seen that Microsoft and CrowdStrike have worked together, and now there is a USB deployable tool to help with resolution, and Microsoft has released a blog post about their reaction and mitigation steps for this issue on their site. Link in the description. But there are some key takeaways. In recent years, we have seen a downsizing effort in many IT departments, and a habit amongst certain industries to move towards outsourced IT solutions. I think the CrowdStrike incident outlines the value of in-house IT staff, as many companies that leverage MSPs and support contracts for their IT were scrambling to get a hold of their support as overwhelming numbers of tickets came in from other clients. I hope this shakes up the do more with less mentality that we've seen in the industry, and I hope it also highlights the importance of having a nimble IT infrastructure, one that is able to react to this sort of incident with a strong backup and disaster recovery plan. I also hope that CrowdStrike is able to assess a pipeline for testing these types of changes before pushing them to the public in the future. While it's easy to say that we should do everything we can in the name of security, the simple truth is that the security of our businesses won't matter if they can't do business. Let me know what you think of this whole series of events in the comments below. I'm interested to hear how this impacted you and what changes you hope come from it. Until next time, thanks for watching.